so patiently for you.
The Conjuring. Last Rites is scheduled to continue the story of the Conjuring universe, possibly one of the most successful cinematic universes ever, and details from the latest teaser indicate that a very terrible death may occur in the upcoming picture. Last Rites, directed by Michael Chavs, who also directed the last part in the Conjuring timeline, will look into the final case that Ede and Lorraine Warren examined. With any truth behind the franchise, this may result in a truly compelling story. While the films are billed as being based on historical events, the actual true stories behind The Conjuring are very different. The films are among the most fascinating recent horror flicks, featuring fantastic monsters and spirits that have never been confirmed to exist. However, the franchise's propensity to use both fact and fantasy could benefit this forthcoming installment. The plot of the film, as well as the ending for some of its characters, may differ from Ede and Lorraine Warren's real-life experiences. The new trailer for The Conjuring, Last Rites, has finally been published, providing the first glimpse at the film's plot. The teaser begins with a slow look back, displaying pictures of creatures the team has encountered in prior films, such as Annabelle and the Nun. The title cards that appear above the photographs heighten the tension as the teaser plays, prompting viewers to discover why this case was their last. According to this tagline, one of the film's main characters may die. The teaser includes an image of Ede at a funeral, and it goes out of its way to show that tensions have been building for some time. The trailer ends with a demonic voice informing Lorraine that it has been waiting so patiently for you. These sequences, together with how Ede's health has deteriorated in the previous sequels, indicate that the film may reach a genuinely tragic conclusion, either Ede or Lorraine. It now appears that at least one of the two will die. Ending a franchise with a significant death is a typical movie cliché. Many Marvel films have murdered off their characters, and the latest James Bond film followed suit, bringing the franchise's Daniel Craig era to an end. Following this pattern, it is understandable that Chavs would want to give Last Rites an emotional and powerful ending with the death of one of its leads. Whether Lorraine or Ede loses, either outcome would be a strong and rational way to conclude this series with some powerful emotion. Many movie series have continued after the death of their primary character, and The Conjuring is likely to continue in some form, even if Ede or Lorraine die. The franchise intends to create a Conjuring television series for Max as a vehicle to continue the story, though few details about the show are currently public, and it is unclear whether it would follow the Warrens. In either case, The Conjuring will most likely continue with spin-offs, including further Annabelle sequels. This may need to be done without Ede and Lorraine, because Ede and Lorraine Warren were actual persons. Killing off their characters in a 1980s film may seem strange. In reality, Ede Warren died in 2006, while Lorraine lived until 2019. Changing this narrative for the future film appears to be an unusual move. Although films have frequently strayed from reality, using the film's premise as an opportunity to make the story of their deaths more thematically relevant could be a smart move. There have also been many movies that have altered true stories over the years, which may make sense for Last Rites. Throughout the first 3 Conjuring films and its spin-offs, the story of the Warrens has altered substantially, and have reframed their spiritual investigations as considerably darker and more sensationalized than Ede and Lorraine's actual existence. Going a step further, and enabling at least one of these characters to meet a dramatic end in the upcoming film would be an excellent way to conclude the trilogy. It's unclear whether Last Rites will murder off either of these characters in the future film. While the films in the Conjuring world have never been rigid in relaying true stories, cutting off one of these real people so soon would be a significant deviation from fact. In real life, Ede and Lorraine Warren died peacefully, and changing this in the film could be perceived as disrespectful, depending on how involved the Warrens' estate or remaining family is in the film. This may not be a worthwhile modification. However, modifying the facts does not always imply contempt. There have been numerous horror films based on genuine stories that do not strictly adhere to the facts of life. Whether the adjustments are made for dramatic, thematic, suspenseful, or narrative reasons, it does not always make sense for a film to replicate the original story beat for beat. Still, witnessing the story of these paranormal investigators end tragically at the hands of one of the demonic powers they meet may be too much for the new film to handle satisfactorily. The narrative of Ede and Lorraine Warren is expected to conclude in The Conjuring, Last Rites, and it is entirely likely that one or both of the film's protagonists will not survive the events of the film. While this would be a painful way to end the story, the emotional impact might add great power to the overall experience. Whether or not the Warrens survive, it will be intriguing seeing where their narrative continues, especially where they finish up, when the fourth entry in the main saga is released in September 2025.
That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time, signing off from FK Bytes.